Today on Good Morning Maine, authorities say the deaths of two people in Searsmont was a case of murder-suicide.
Plus, the Department of Health and Human Services is facing two investigations with hopes of bringing badly needed changes.
And a special hearing in Augusta where lawmakers are considering ways to provide more affordable housing. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us on this, a Wednesday morning already?
Yeah.
Halfway through the week, not a bad thing. We'll have those stories coming up in just a few moments, but first we'll talk about the weather. Before we do that, I'll tell you, the storm that came through here on Monday, it caused a lot of power outages, but I was learning yesterday, it also caused quite a bit of destruction. If you look at the the town of Millbridge Facebook page, they had a town pier that was washed out, a bunch of boats that broke free, and some were washed ashore. In Deer Isle, I saw a boat was sunk right by the Deer Isle Bridge, so it was a lot more severe than some of us thought. And for a lot of us, the storm is behind us, but they'll be dealing with the ramifications for quite a while.
Yeah, Washington and Hancock counties definitely bore the brunt of that.
They were hit hard. The good news is today much calmer. It looks like a nice sunny day ahead.
Yeah, seems like it. Here's Devin Biggs with that forecast.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Need the proper fit for your new winter footwear? Visit us across from Irving and Newport. As we get into things this morning, a small crowd advisory is posted, and this will last until around 7 p.m. this evening along the coast. Active surf will be possible from time to time. We have some dry days on the way, but some rain and snow chances are in the forecast coming up soon. As we do move forward, though, there's some clouds developing after this morning. Those will be getting out of here. Even a few snow showers last night, early this morning as well. We'll see a lot of sunshine out there for us today, and temperatures overall that will be in the 30s. We have low pressure moving out towards sea as well, so this is moving away. We have a little bit of leftover energy with that as well. And again, today we're going to be dry out there with a lot of sunshine that will be expected. You might notice a few clouds from time to time, but later on tonight a few clouds will look to pass through, but even some sunshine mixing in as we head towards tomorrow morning. So as for now, though, we're going to be watching for the winds out there. Sustained winds out of the west at around 15 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 25 miles per hour are possible. We'll watch for a little bit more wind again as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. So as for today, though, here we go. Lower 30s, mostly sunny and breezy out there, and that west wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. Overnight tonight, lower 20s and a partly cloudy sky. South wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. A lot of sunshine out there with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. People throughout the region were saddened to learn about the tragic case of domestic violence that ended the life of a much-loved woman. Authorities confirm she was shot to death Monday by her ex-boyfriend, who then took his own life. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with relatives and co-workers in the Searsmont area as they try to cope with the loss.
Tragedy has struck the town of Searsmont as police confirm a home on the Borough Road was the scene of a murder-suicide.
Quite a mess when this all went down. 20, 30, probably state troopers and sheriff's office.
The Waldo County Sheriff's Office responded to the home around 2 p.m. on Monday. Upon arrival, they discovered 2 deceased bodies found inside. The individuals were identified as 50-year-old Amy Nickerson of Stockton Springs and 50-year-old Lance Lucas of Searsmont. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner ruled the death of Amy Nickerson as a homicide by gunshot wound, while Lucas's death was ruled a suicide, also by a gunshot wound.
They'll definitely be sorely missed, both of them, by everyone around, and it's a shame to see them have to go in this regard, at least any regard.
According to police officials and those that knew them, the two were domestic partners who had recently separated.
I mean, she left him about a month ago, which is the unfortunate thing because she was on a great path.
Amy was a well-known member of the Newport community where she worked as the general manager of the Anglers restaurant.
She was like the light of this town. Everybody knew Amy. No matter where you'd go, oh, that's Amy from Anglers. And everybody came here to see her. Everybody loved sitting down and having a nice conversation with her. Like she was a huge staple of this community.
The restaurant plans to remain closed while funeral arrangements are made. Maine State Police will continue to investigate the sequence of events that occurred prior to and during the incident.
Try not to let this sort of thing happen, to anybody that they know, because it's entirely unfortunate and entirely preventable and entirely a loss to everybody involved.
The domestic violence hotline can be reached by dialing 1-800-799-7233. In Searsmont, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, meanwhile, a woman charged with fatally stabbing her 93-year-old grandmother as well as her partner who used a wheelchair appeared before a judge on murder charges.
You went over those charges with Attorney Parody?
Yep,
And do you understand the charges?
I do.
Zara Jones is charged with 2 counts of murder for the deaths of 69-year-old Michael Willett and 93-year-old Armian Mayo. It happened in the town of Denmark. Police say deputies found their bodies Friday in the same home where Jones lives in a state of decomposition. Police say Jones pretended to be asleep when they got a search warrant for her home. According to the affidavit, Jones's sister says Jones told her she was, quote, tired of taking care of them, end quote. The sister also believes Jones killed the two for an inheritance or will. Jones did not enter a plea yesterday and is being held without bail.
25-year-old Lorenz Labonte has been charged with murder for the death of 27-year-old Ahmed Sharif of Lewiston. Police arrested him at 103 Temple Street in Saco last night. Appearing virtually in court yesterday, Labonte appeared frustrated and said he wanted to speak in court.
I'd like to have a conversation with him.
I think
I'd like to my right to speak.
Yeah, Attorney Parody, I think we absolutely can accommodate your request to have a private breakout room with Mr. Labonte.
7 family members and supporters of Labonte were in court yesterday. Labonte has a very long criminal record spanning almost his entire adult life for more than 6 years, with charges including domestic violence assault. He's being held without bail.
Meanwhile, early yesterday morning, the Saco Police Department responded to a call at a residence on Temple Street in Saco. Upon arrival, police officers discovered a woman who was suffering from a gunshot wound. She was transferred to a hospital where she remains in critical but stable condition. There is not believed to be any danger to the public, and that investigation is still ongoing.
An early morning structure fire sent 3 people to the hospital yesterday. According to officials, a tone went off for a building fire at 287 Main Street around 2:30 a.m. When first responders arrived, they found significant fire in the back of the building. Orono Fire Chief Jeff Lowe says one of the occupants jumped from a window on the 2nd floor to escape the flames. The house was deemed a total loss, but Chief Lowe says preventative measures could have made a difference.
We don't believe there were working smoke alarms inside the residence, and that certainly would have given the occupants more time to get out of the building. That early notification might have made the difference in this situation.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but the fire marshal's office does not consider the situation to be suspicious.
Terrible fire there in Orono yesterday. Well, meanwhile, state officials and police have destroyed more than 200 pounds of illegally grown marijuana in the town of Wilton. Local police and the main office of cannabis report that they were doing a routine follow-up inspection yesterday at a licensed cultivation facility on the Weld Road. While doing that inspection, they say they received information about another unlicensed grow facility in a different building on the same property. That's when they discovered more than 1,200 illegal plants. The names of the people involved have not been released, and the investigation is also ongoing there.
The resignation of the head of Maine's Child and Family Services may be the first of many changes to come. Not only is he in the Government Oversight Committee, not only is the Government Oversight Committee investigating that office, so is a nonprofit group created by former state Senator Bill Diamond. Brad Rogers is now in with more.
Just because the director has now left, we can't assume that's going to solve the problem.
Former state senator and longtime child advocate Bill Diamond believes Todd Landry's resignation is tied to light now being shed on the Office of Child and Family Services.
That happened primarily because of all the sunshine we're bringing down onto this problem, and the public has said, "Look, enough is enough."
After the child abuse deaths of Kendall Chick and Marissa Kennedy more than 5 years ago, a state investigation led to what was supposed to be major changes in that office, including a shift from reunification to what's best for the child. Critics like Bill Diamond say that never happened.
The department has been very rigid about making sure kids get back to the parents if at all possible. The problem with that is, as the Ombudsman has said several times, that they're not making decisions that are safe for the children.
Not even what's best for the child, what's safest for the child.
What's safest. I mean, that's what the Office of Child and Family Services is all about, right? I mean, that's a primary goal, first and foremost, is to keep kids safe.
Reunification, that's their main goal, and it has been for decades.
Victoria Vose knows that all too well. Her grandson Maddox was one of 4 children killed in a single month in June of 2021, beaten to death by his own mother.
My grandson Maddox should never have been used as a learning tool for the department, and neither any of the other children.
Diamond says everyone warned Child and Family Services not to put Maddox back with an unstable mother with serious problems.
They did it anyway, and then in 3 months he's dead. The child has to have rights too, and the child has to have a priority in terms of safety. They're not getting that now. The system is broken, the culture is broken, and once that can be changed with the right people in charge, then I think we'll see some big changes.
It was Brad Rogers reporting. Meanwhile, Governor Mills joined students and faculty from Northern Penobscot Tech Region 3 to unveil the school's new $570,000 welding education center. Doug Banks spoke with the governor about the new center and one student who says it will help him and his peers prepare for the next chapter of their lives.
3, 2, 1.
Awesome. Thank you very much. This brand new 600 square foot welding center is part of a $20 million expansion of career and technical education facilities across the state.
This welding shop expansion that you're standing in now is the culmination of efforts that began in July of 2022 and was just finished this November 17th.
Equipped with 10 welding booths, 10 new welders, and 5 new ventilators, this new facility will only bolster MPT Region 3's nationally certified welding program.
I have a law degree. I'm a lawyer. You can find a lot of lawyers in Maine, in most places. You can't find a plumber, a welder, electrician, a good automotive person, and that's why we need a lot of good people in the trades.
The CTE school brings in students from Lee Academy, Mattanock Academy, Penobscot Valley, Skink, and Stearns.
Getting certifications this early on is pretty hard for people that don't have a place like this, and it's pretty lucky that we get to go here.
Whether their next step is towards the workforce or higher education, the skills cultivated in this welding center will bond a stronger future for students.
All of our equipment is like great, top of the line stuff, and we get to start out on it.
These are all very necessary trades. They're not going away tomorrow. AI is not going to be replacing them no matter what you think. And I'm delighted that people are getting trained right here.
In Lincoln, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Boy, the school's getting a lot of attention. We've done a few stories on them ourselves, and for good reason, too. And we need those kinds of jobs.
Yeah, like she said, AI is not replacing those anytime
right.
soon.
We'll always need plumbers and welders and that sort of thing.
Yeah. All right, the time now is 6:13. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, workers at Bangor City Hall are preparing to move to temporary locations as renovations get underway. We'll tell you where to find the school department and the other offices.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. Looks like a nice sunny day ahead today. The highs will be around 31 degrees. Partly cloudy overnight with lows dropping down to the low 20s. Tomorrow, a partly cloudy day, a bit warmer too, with highs in the low 40s.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
It's really cold out there, but at Rennie's, we've got you prepared. Lots of Carhartt. We got hooded sweatshirts, great colors, lots of sizes, rain defender jackets, great selection of hats and gloves. What else?
Heavy duty jackets, we got lined pants, we got gloves, we got hats, we got so much more. Come to get it for yourself or for your family.
Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports Shop, 3 Point Road in Brewer.
Name a way a woman likes her men and her cheese.
Full of adventure.
Family Feud. Stop all this adventure!
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
Proof.
You're going to have to prove all the things you're saying, both of you.
Respect.
Would you both like to settle the case that way? Plaintiff, defendant.
The People's Court.
Wonderful.
People's Court. All this week at 4 on ABC 7.
Welcome back, everyone. A bill to amend part of the language determining who qualifies for certain housing assistance programs had a public hearing on Tuesday. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bichard has the details about why certain types of tenants want to make this change.
It's a pretty minor adjustment that I think could make pretty big strides.
Representative Kristen Cloutier of Lewiston is talking about her bill, LD 1505, which would reclassify housing cooperatives as renters when it comes to housing assistance programs. According to Craig Saddlemeyer, the cooperative development organizer for Raise Op Housing Cooperative in Lewiston, not many people know what a housing co-op is.
Cooperative it's affordable housing where the residents own the organization together, they govern it together. There's no landlord, there's no third-party ownership. It's resident-controlled housing.
That problem of awareness surrounding co-ops doesn't just stop at people. Their in-between status of renters and homeowners was causing problems for tenants trying to take advantage of assistance programs during the last few years.
So really opening them up to rental assistance programs, allowing those residents to take advantage of those types of things.
There are barriers to housing cooperatives to applying to these housing and utility programs because not many program administrators understand what a housing cooperative is. They're looking to process applications for rentership or homeownership, and the housing cooperatives pose a challenge in the application process. So this bill clarifies things and makes it easier for housing co-ops to apply for these programs without having to change the programs themselves.
The bill will now face a work session in the Housing Committee before making its way to a full vote of the legislature. At the State House, I'm Corey Bichard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, Bangor City Hall is getting ready for some much-needed upgrades and renovations. Like many organizations based inside the building, the Bangor School Department will be relocating to a temporary location away from City Hall. Our Matthew Jaroncic with that story.
The Bangor School Department will be a department divided, in a space that is, making 40 Summer Street its home along with taking advantage of space in some of the city's schools as renovations for City Hall begin next month.
For us, it's been rather seamless to do that, just a slight little change.
Changes to City Hall will begin sometime after mid-December. It will include a full asbestos removal, a new elevator shaft, and a complete renovation to the first floor. This will be the building's first major interior renovation since the mid-1970s. 40 Summer Street will house the superintendent and business offices. The assistant superintendent's office will work out of the Dowdy School, while pupil services will set up shop in the Cohen School. Despite having to move, Finney says business will remain as usual for the school department.
We communicate amongst our schools all the time. We have a courier that actually delivers packages from City Hall to the schools and back and forth, so our mail gets delivered 3 or 4 times a day. That will still continue, but just with Summer Street being added to that rotation.
Finney says the general consensus is that the move was desperately needed.
It's a nice space, it's a welcoming space, it's bright. So we're looking forward to being here for the time being and then heading back to City Hall once renovations are complete.
Meetings with the superintendent will resume on November 30th. Finney says the new Bangor School Department offices will be located across from the police department and says construction will likely take 18 months. In Bangor, Matthew Jaroncic, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, a lot of the City Hall workers, like the city clerk's office, if you have to go, register your car, that kind of thing, you're going to have to do it over at the Penquist building, which is just down the road on Harlow Street. They'll be moving there, and I believe that's all going to take place around December 15th, something like that, but they're getting ready now.
On a plus side, there's better parking.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah, seems like
you have to park out back if you're going to the new City Hall location.
But if you don't like parallel parking, you don't have to do that.
Right.
Okay, the time now 6:19. After the break, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in downtown Bangor. We'll get a glimpse of this year's Christmas tree.
Plus, all aboard the Santa Express. We'll take a festive train ride as Good Morning Maine continues.
Get away with a great deal at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Now for Black Friday, sign and drive on the all-wheel drive Tucson with zero do-it signing, zero down, and zero security deposit. Now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
This morning on GMA, jumpstart your morning with Oscar winner Julianne Moore and Dennis Quaid live. Then it's an amazing holiday deals and steals extravaganza for you. And this week, the Golden Bachelor himself in an all-new interview. What will Gary say now?
Good morning, America.
Tesoro Italian restaurant serves Bangor's best pizza, pasta, and sandwiches. Dine in or take out, located in downtown Bangor across from the library. Open Monday through Saturday, 3 to 9, and Sunday, 3 to 8. The bar is open 9 to 1, Friday and Saturday night. Come in and taste what everybody's talking about.
The holidays are here, and scammers are putting in extra hours. Keep these tips in mind. Carefully research any charity prior to making a donation, and be selective when giving out banking information. When buying gift cards, stick to stores you know and trust, and keep your receipts. When shopping online, look for HTTPS in the address bar to ensure you are on a secure website. Finally, trust your gut. If the deal appears too good to be true, it probably is. With these tips in mind, have a great holiday season from Bangor PD. We'll be here if you need us.
Get away with a great deal at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Now for Black Friday, get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or $2,500 bonus cash on the all-wheel drive Tucson. Offers end 11.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in downtown Bangor. The 39-foot-tall balsam fir tree was put up in West Market Square, and to be clear, it is the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. For the past 25 years, the tree has been selected by Dan Sprague, who continued that tradition once again.
So, what goes into a good Christmas tree?
Well, where it is more important than what it looks like sometimes. I like to have them about 38, 40 feet tall. Balsam fir is my favorite. They're not brittle. They're pretty easy to handle. And we've done it a long time. We're getting pretty good at it.
Normally, Sprague and his nephew take care of all the tree setup, but this year they received a helping hand as Fraser Signal Technologies provided their services to help trim the tree.
We're just happy to be a part of the community and doing things like this. There was an opportunity to contribute. We're thrilled to be here.
Nice of them to pitch in. You know, you have to put up your tree at your home. Think about trying to decorate this big old tree in downtown Bangor.
Kind of like a scene out of Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Danny Sprague deserves a big pat on the back, too. He's been doing this, as he said, for like 25 years. He used to run Sprague's Nursery. He kind of keeps, I talked to him one time, he says he keeps his eyes open for trees around the area. And then when it comes around this time, he'll go and, I don't know if they offer money to the owners or whatever. They've got them from people's lawns, wherever.
Yeah.
And from what I know, he's retired.
Right.
But he's still doing it. So
it's generous of his time. Yeah.
Pretty special to him, too.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. He's kind of like the Santa of the area.
Right.
Yeah. The step-in Santa.
Yeah. Good job, Danny.
Right. So. All right. The time now is 6:23.
Let's get a full look at our weather forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Need the proper fit for your new winter footwear? Visit us across from Irving and Newport. Alrighty, this morning we have small crowd advisories that are posted, lasting through at least Wednesday at around 7 p.m. Here's the alerts right about in here. So we will be watching for this today, and maybe some more wind again as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. Today will be the better focus for that, though, with gusty winds up to 25 miles per hour at times, and the wave heights are active out there, 3 to 8 feet according to the buoys right nearby. Further out towards sea, even up to 14 feet. So again, the surf is very active out there as there's an area of low pressure moving out towards sea as we speak. But on land, again, it's not too bad. We possibly had a few snow showers last night and earlier this morning. And again, for the rest of today, though, it's going to be nice out there with a lot of sunshine and temperatures that will make it into the 30s after a chilly start this morning as well. High pressure not too far away, keeping us nice. So it's another area of low pressure not too far away. Not a lot of moisture with it for the time being, but we do have some activity coming up as we head towards later this week. So futurecasts moving forward, not too bad. A lot of sunshine today. You might notice some clouds from time to time. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky overall tonight, although more clouds move in as we head towards early Thursday morning. But as the sun comes up, those clouds may break. So we might watch for a little bit of sunshine throughout the daytime period for your Thursday. And even as the sun goes down Thursday night, not a whole lot of clouds to watch out for. But later on in the forecast period, we get to watch out for some precipitation precipitation that will be moving in. Mainly as we head towards Friday night, though, we'll be watching for rain and snow chances that will be possible as temperatures get closer to the freezing mark. We'll get this wave through, and most of Saturday should be dry. Maybe a few rain and snow chances that we might have to watch out for. We'll keep you posted as we do get closer. But gusty winds today up to 25 miles per hour will be possible from time to time. The winds will calm down later on today, and especially later on tonight as well. Maybe a few gusts up to 15 miles per hour tomorrow cannot be ruled out. So your forecast coming up for today, lower 30s, lots of sunshine, breezy out there, and that west breeze getting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. Lower 20s tonight in a partly cloudy sky, south wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, lower 40s and a partly cloudy sky, and a southwest wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. There is some precipitation chances coming up Saturday and Sunday. Rain and snow chances on the way, highs in the upper 30s Saturday, middle 30s on Sunday, and on Friday, though, mostly cloudy with highs in the upper 40s.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Baderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover Foxcroft.
Black Friday deals are happening now at the Furniture Gallery. Gather your family for a holiday meal with this 5-piece dining set, only $3.99. Looking for more family room seating? How about recliners starting at $2.99 and sofas just $3.99? Update your guest room with an Ashley Queen 5-piece bedroom set for $8.99. And don't forget the mattress starting at just $2.99. My family is here to provide you with the best value for your money on brands like these. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
Hello, fellow flyers. I'm the Savvy Traveler, here to share the secrets of convenience at Bangor International Airport. Parking, you're steps away from the terminal. Inside, even more conveniences. And friendly, efficient security. All of these make BGR the official airport of you. Remember, the Savvy Travel through Bangor International Airport. FlyBangor.com.
Happy, healthy living means protecting yourself and the people you love. Mainers age 60 and up and adults with disabilities can talk with an area agency on aging about keeping your immunizations up to date. Access a clinic near you for your annual flu and COVID-19 immunizations. Stay healthy, stay up to date, stay immunized. The AgeWise Maine initiative is brought to you by Maine's area agencies on aging. Visit agewisemaine.org to learn more.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. Now to the Middle East, where a 2-day ceasefire extension between Israel and Hamas militants is set to expire today. On Tuesday, Hamas released 12 more hostages taken from Israel, and Israel turned over 30 imprisoned Palestinians. Now, the U.S. and the world are watching to see if there will be another extension. ABC's Justin Finch has the latest.
This morning, more hostages reuniting with loved ones in Israel. Hamas gunmen handing over 12 hostages taken from Israel to the Red Cross, including 17-year-old Mia Limeberg seen cradling her dog, both surviving more than 50 days held captive. Mia later seen embracing her mother, who was also kidnapped. So far, Hamas has released only one American, but the U.S. believes 9 more remain in captivity. No word on where they are or who is holding them. CIA Director Bill Burns now in Qatar pushing for their release and all remaining hostages. The White House saying there's no indication Americans are being held for leverage.
There's no indication that Hamas is trying to play some sort of game here in terms of the Americans. We can't just assume that Hamas has ready access to everybody in a moment's notice.
Across Israel, families of more than 100 hostages awaiting word on their loved ones. Yifat Zeiler-Paz telling ABC's Matt Gutman she's hopeful for the release of her 3 cousins, a mother kidnapped with her 2 young children.
Do you know what you're going to tell her?
How much I love her. I think it's going to be hard to let go for
a minute there.
Israel releasing 30 imprisoned Palestinians Tuesday, but across the ravaged Gaza Strip, concern about a deepening humanitarian crisis. The White House says the U.S. flew in more than 54,000 pounds of medical and food aid this week, with more to follow. Once the war with Hamas resumes, the U.S. is urging Israel to prioritize civilian safety and ensure more aid gets to Gaza, where millions are now believed displaced. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Now to the race for the president and what many political pundits call the race for second place in the Republican primary. Nikki Haley getting a new boost as Ron DeSantis prepares for a highly unusual debate with a Democrat. ABC's Lionel Moyes explains.
This morning, a boost for former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley in her quest for the White House.
In every poll, we beat Biden by 10 to 13 points.
AFP, the political advocacy group founded by the billionaire Koch brothers, is throwing its support behind Haley.
We are now in second place in Iowa, second place in New Hampshire, and second place in South Carolina. We just have one more fellow we got to catch up to.
The group already raising $70 million, insisting Haley would boost Republican candidates up and down the ballot, winning the key independent and moderate voters that Trump has no chance to win. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis downplaying the endorsement, claiming AFP represents the establishment.
All I can say is we have got to go into Washington and make big changes. You don't want to go into Washington and just continue business as usual.
Meanwhile, DeSantis is preparing to square off against California Governor Gavin Newsom tomorrow night in a one-on-one debate, expected to dive into issues like the economy, immigration, and crime without a live audience. But many observers are asking, will it matter? Former President Trump is 40 points ahead in some polls, even after skipping the debates and even while facing multiple criminal cases. His actions after January 6th are once again in the spotlight. CNN has released excerpts from former Congresswoman Liz Cheney's upcoming memoir, Oath and Honor, in which she claims one GOP lawmaker, during efforts to contest the 2020 election results, said, "The things we do for the orange Jesus," referring to Trump. Going back to that Nikki Haley endorsement by AFP, the group says it has never engaged in a presidential election before, but wants to, quote, turn the page on the past. That's to make sure President Biden and former President Trump do not return to the White House. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
The United Nations wants Americans to limit their meat consumption. The UN's Food and Agriculture Organization is planning to call on the West to cut down on the amount of meat that we eat. The UN considers America as one of the nations that overconsume meat. The upcoming recommendation is reportedly in an effort to lower greenhouse gas emissions. FAIR Initiative, which provides data to address risks in the food sector, estimates food system emissions make up a third of greenhouse gas emissions and 40% of methane. The organization says it hopes the expected guidelines will create a more sustainable food system.
You know where the methane is coming from, right?
Yeah, I do.
The gastrointestinal tracts of cows.
Yeah.
And that is polluting our environment.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My Uncle Ben, too. Yeah,
yeah, right.
I don't really have an Uncle Ben. It's just a joke. So
Ben and all those cows.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I like to eat meat.
I like steak too. No, I go meatless all the time, but that's just frugality reasons.
Yeah.
So a win-win there.
Yeah, everything's so expensive now.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay, that full weather forecast right after the break.
Don't go away.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole. With boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Things were hostile in the house.
Yes.
A parental breakup with multiple victims.
He was drunk, belligerently drunk. He was slurring his words, yelling, cussing at my friends and me also.
That was crazy.
Yes, it was.
And a toddler caught in the middle.
You assaulted him holding the baby.
I was just trying to get my baby out of his arms.
Next, Judge Judy.
Wednesday at 5, only on ABC7.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
The Rotary Club of Bangor's Festival of Lights Parade, Saturday, December 2nd.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Wednesday, November 29th, 2023. There are just 26 days before Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
There's only 30 days in November?
Yeah, we got another day tomorrow, and then there's 25 days until,
Right.
and then it's Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I just always forget how many
Yeah.
days there are in a certain month. but-
Coming up fast.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I read, that's what I read anyway. I don't know.
yeah, sometimes you think it's
Yeah.
April when
I
it's
know.
May. And,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, it's also National Throw Out Your Leftovers Day. The goal of this day is to get all of us to throw out the leftovers that are rotting in the fridge. Stocking up is one thing, but keeping leftovers for too long is not just bad for your fridge, but it can also make you sick. Eating days-old leftovers can rob your body of important nutrients because when food is kept for a long time, the nutrition levels go down and can actually become toxic.
So get rid of that Thanksgiving turkey and all that stuff.
I
with
have a
it.
container of turkey in my fridge.
Time to toss it out.
No, I thought I'd have the energy to make a soup by now, but I
Yeah.
just haven't.
I have a certain family member who every now and then will give me something, some food product or something, and it like expired 2 years ago. Oh, it's still good, Charlie. I guess we know who I'm talking about. But yeah, she'll keep things. My mom.
Yeah, everybody has a few of those. I get it. Yeah.
Or so. Oh, I've got some of that seasoning. It was like
Yeah.
from 1968,
Oh.
hard as a rock. You know.
I'm living in my grandmother's kitchen. She
Yeah.
passed a few years ago, but I have seasonings that are old.
I guess they don't go bad.
The
from what I
seasonings are
understand.
fine.
Yeah, you have to
Yes.
break them up or
Right.
whatever, but get a hammer.
In our
but-
humid Maine summers, though, I don't.
Right,
It's
yeah.
kind of like, oh, they better
Anyway.
be saved right.
Time to clean out the fridge. Yeah, I'm guilty of that sometimes too.
Oh, me too. That's on my to-do list.
All right, some history for you today. On this day in history, way back in 1929, American explorer Richard Byrd became the first person to fly over the South Pole. He also claimed to fly over the North Pole 3 years earlier, but there's some debate on whether or not he actually accomplished that feat. We didn't have GPS and that kind of thing back
Right.
then.
Yeah, he could have been saying anything.
Could have been anywhere. He could have
Barstool
been,
tales.
Yeah, he could have been up in Caribou for all we know.
Right. Yeah.
All right. In 1947, the UN General Assembly voted to partition British-controlled Palestine to create Israel, sparking the beginning of hostilities that continue to this day. In 1961, Enos the chimp was launched into space from Cape Canaveral, which orbited Earth twice before returning. The following mission, astronaut John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth. They sent a chimp up first just to make sure the capsule was safe and all that.
And he came back alive.
He came back fine. He
Right.
was, yeah.
'Cause I
all
know
the
that-
other chimps were patting him on the back. And,
Right.
Good job, buddy. So
The Americans, us here, we haven't really been known to launch animals up in space to let them
Right.
die.
Yeah.
Those have been our eastern counterparts on the other part of the globe.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
but, yeah.
You know, like. Okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
know.
never.
I'm staying out of that. So.
In 1963, the Warren Commission was established to investigate the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It took 10 months to complete the findings, which concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. In 1972, one of the first arcade games was released to the public. Pong was a video game similar to tennis, and thousands of Pong games were sold around the world.
Yeah, that was a good one too. I got Pong when I was a little kid. It was years after its initial release. My dad brought it home. We spent hours. All you do is, one dial, and it's like playing tennis. It goes back and forth. Boop, boop.
Right.
Boop. That's my impersonation of Pong. But
well, I
it
mean,
was great,
and then things evolved too. So you could have stuff like Asteroids and Space Invaders, which those are maybe more advanced versions of that. And I think, and I love those.
I spent hundreds of hours at the local, we called them ice houses down in Texas, convenience stores, pumping quarters into those machines.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have too.
Yep.
Today's birthdays include comedian and TV show host Howie Mandel, who's 68. I think he recently spoke out about mental illness and his experience with it, and he's kind of becoming a good face to speak out about it. Yeah. Actor Don Cheadle is 59, and actress Anna Faris is 47.
I like them all. Don Cheadle, he was in the Iron Man. He played like the other Iron Man guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember his character in it.
The other guy.
Do you remember Keenan? It's like a War Machine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, there you go.
But he's been in a ton of things. Really good.
Cool.
Happy birthday to all of them.
Yeah. All right, today's going to be nicer than yesterday. That's kind of all I know. But chillier, though. It's wintry weather.
It is. Here's Devin with your forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Comfort Shoes. Need the proper fit for your new winter footwear? Visit us across from Irving and Newport. As we get into things this morning, a small crowd advisory is posted, and this will last until around 7 p.m. this evening along the coast. Active surf will be possible from time to time. We have some dry days on the way, but some rain and snow chances are in the forecast coming up soon. As we do move forward, though, there's some clouds developing after this morning. Those will be getting out of here. Even a few snow showers last night early this morning as well. We'll see a lot of sunshine out there for us today, and temperatures overall that will be in the 30s. We have low pressure moving out towards sea as well, so this is moving away. We have a little bit of leftover energy with that as well. And again, today we're going to be dry out there with a lot of sunshine that will be expected. You might notice a few clouds from time to time, but later on tonight a few clouds will look to pass through, but even some sunshine mixing in as we head towards tomorrow morning. So as for now, though, we're going to be watching for the winds out there. Sustained winds out of the west at around 15 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 25 miles per hour are possible. We'll watch for a little bit more wind again as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. So as for today, though, here we go. Lower 30s, mostly sunny and breezy out there, and that west wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour at times. Overnight tonight, lower 20s and a partly cloudy sky. South wind getting up to around 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. A lot of sunshine out there with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Well, Santa Claus is coming to the town of Unity aboard the Santa Express. This time of year, the Jolly Man himself, along with Mrs. Claus, ride the Belfast Moosehead Lake Railroad to hear what's on the wish list of every boy and girl this holiday.
Our Jody Hersey tagged along.
Passengers aboard the Belfast Moosehead Lake Railroad Santa Express are truly getting into the holiday spirit.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Youngsters, along with their parents and grandparents, are traveling from all over the state for this magical ride.
Train ride, it looks like old-fashioned a little bit and modern.
Brittany Green of Lincolnville is another traveler enjoying the experience with her 3 kids.
It's fun anyway, but it's kind of fun to do something a little extra sometimes.
Passengers get the chance to take in views of Unity Pond and the surrounding area while snacking on cookies and cocoa before Santa pays a visit to their train car.
What would you like for Christmas?
Santa says the wish list from boys and girls just keeps growing.
The kids are asking for cars, balls, trucks, monster trucks, and even one hippopotamus today.
Kiera Lauer of China says riding the Santa Express is a great way to roll into the Christmas season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great start to the holiday, and it's something local and fun to do. And who doesn't love trains?
The Santa Express chugs along every weekend from now until December 17th. Tickets can be purchased online at belfastandmooseheadlakerail.org. In Unity, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
What a neat little adventure.
Yeah, Jody told me it just goes out and back, so it's not like you got to park in one place and get dropped off someplace else. It's about an hour, too, so really fun weekend activity.
Something the kids will remember, too.
Right, yeah. Okay, still to come here this morning, all the latest with sports.
Don't go away.
Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment, and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs.
Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
I got hurt in a car accident. I've got a ton of bills, and the insurance company isn't helping me at all.
Fight fire with fire and call the twos.
Lowry & Associates got me $400,000 for my car accident.
We win for you.
They took a good person and broke their heart. Even know how I got here. I can't get it out of my head, and I don't think I will ever get it out of my head. The look on her face. Oh, God.
Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment, and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs.
Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
Local news weeknights at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start out on the ice. A big week coming up for Maine hockey, now ranked 11th. After taking the weekend off for the holiday, the Black Bears are back home and back in action for the border battle. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. Friday at the Alfond. It'll be the first time since February 2011 that Maine and New Hampshire are both ranked coming into the matchup. UNH clocked in at 15th in the nation. Right now, the Wildcats haven't lost in their last 3 matchups with Maine. That's not counting Maine's win in the exhibition earlier this year. The Black Bears say they've got to bring a little extra to snap that streak.
It's going to be, a very, very, very tight game. Like every one of those games has been since, this will be my 3rd year going into it. So just gonna probably whoever makes that extra play and whoever pays the price a little bit more, block that extra shot, makes that save, that'll be the team that wins.
Maine has a lot of big games against a lot of good teams, such as Life in Hockey East. But asking some of the players, when they suit up against the Wildcats, that matchup is always that much bigger, and that goes for pretty much every athlete on campus.
It's special. I mean, you can feel it around campus. Every time any of our athletic teams play UNH, there's a buzz around it. So we're excited, and we're excited to be here at the Alfond against them. So it's going to be there's going to be a lot of energy. It's going to be a great atmosphere Friday night. We can't wait for it.
All right, that place is going to be rocking on Friday. Let's move on now. It is that time of year again. High school basketball season. Our first team preview of the year will be a visit to Orono and the defending champs, the Class B boys champs, the Red Riots. Orono winning their first gold ball since 1981 last year. They're returning all but 1 player, so that is a huge confidence boost for those who are coming back. The year is young, so there are still some cobwebs to dust off and some rust to shake, but through their first few practices and scrimmages, the Riots' defensive intensity is picking up right where it left off, and that will be a huge key this season.
We're going to play defense. Defense wins championships, and that showed us last year. I mean, we came out, we didn't shoot the ball well in very many playoff games at all, but our defense showed up, and that's what got us a chip.
Today, we know we have scorers. We have guys who are going to put the ball in the basket. So the most important thing is to stop the guys on the other team who can put the ball in the basket. There's a lot of high-level scorers in Class B. We'll let our defense do the talking, and our offense will flow as it comes.
All right, speaking of Class B, this year is anything but a given for a repeat, as many of last year's top players from the class are back as well. But these guys are not scared of them. They welcome the challenge. They are fully aware of what they are getting into if they want to become back-to-back champs.
There's a lot of kids that are tough to guard, and, it makes it more fun for me to come out and have to guard those guys that are, pure scorers, and it's fun.
I mean, it's definitely nice to look back at it and see where we were, but we know every single team's going to come back hungry, and there's a variety of five or so teams that could win this thing. So it's going to be a dogfight.
All right, should be interesting. Can't wait for that season. Let's reluctantly move on to some football here. Will it be Mac Jones or will it be Bailey Zappi under center on Sunday when the Patriots host Justin Herbert and the 4-7 Los Angeles Chargers? Will it also be one of Bill Belichick's last game at Gillette Stadium? Patriots won't return to the practice field on Wednesday. Like last week, they may not have a solid answer until just before kickoff. Both quarterbacks have struggled so far, but both will have a chance to try to win the job and lead this football team to a much-needed victory. New England only has 2 home games left after this week, and earlier, Pat's offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien was asked about his head coach, Bill Belichick, and all of the rumors that continue to swirl around his future in Foxborough.
You know, to think about what he's done here in this organization, what he's done for this community, what he's done for this game, the game of football. He's been 50 years in the game of football.
All right, let's head over to Husson now for some college hoops. Eagles hosting a men's and women's doubleheader Tuesday night against Bates College. Let's start with the men here. Husson trying to get to 5-0 on the year. Hot start for the Eagles. Early second half, Bates with it. Stephen Ward to Simon McCormick on the wing. He's going to drill a three-pointer to pull the Bobcats within 2. Later on, here is Husson's Riles Neff. One-on-one with Babacar Pouye. Pulls up and sticks the 3 right in his nose. But Pouye here with a moment of his own. McCormick feeds it to him, and he rocks the rim at Newman Gym. Finally, Husson up 6 with 3 minutes to go. Here's Neff to Eric Allers, and his three-pointer goes. That's 14 points and 10 assists for Neff. They win it 66-58. Eagles are 5-0. Over to the women's game now. Bates looking to remain unbeaten as well. First quarter, it's going to start with the Bobcats. Morgan Kennedy by herself beyond the arc. She takes the 3, and she drills it. Here's a couple minutes later. Husson with it. Trinity Montigny over to Hannah Richards on the wing, and her 3-ball is good. Husson down just 2 after 1. To the second quarter now. Here is Bailey Donovan. She's going to get the rebound here on the break. Sophia Torres-Reyes gets it down to Michaela Porter, and she catches a charging Sophia McVicker for the lay-in. Later, Bobcats with the lead. Danielle Adams, a unit here in the paint as she forces her way to the net for the lay-in. Bates, they are 6-0. They win it 58-50. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Rennie's, a main adventure.
At Rennie's, we are ready for winter. We got lots of sleds. We got snowshoes. We got yak tracks. Plenty of hand warmers. We got snow pants and jackets, snow stoppers, sleds, and you can fight the snow with
Snow Fighter shovels made in Maine. I'm ready, are you?
I'm ready. Get to Rennie's so you can be ready as well.
Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
Rennie's, a main adventure.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Main House Home Furnishings and Gifts has all you need to trim the hearth and set the table with our fantastic 40% off sale on home goods and unfinished furniture. Come to this family business. Main House on the corner of Route 15 and 16 in Abbott now.
Tesoro Italian restaurant serves Bangor's best pizza, pasta, and sandwiches. Dine in or take out, located in downtown Bangor across from the library. Open Monday through Saturday, 3 to 9, and Sunday, 3 to 8. The bar is open 9 to 1, Friday and Saturday night. Come in and taste what everybody's talking about.
Welcome back, everyone. A special memorial was held Tuesday for former First Lady Rosalind Carter. The first row of pews was filled with U.S. presidents, past and present. All 4 former First Ladies were also among those who gathered at a church in Atlanta, Georgia. Word quickly spread that former President Jimmy Carter, who is in hospice care at his home, refused to miss saying goodbye to his wife of 77 years. He sat beside his son and daughter and shared beautiful stories about the woman that he called Rose. Rosalind Carter was 96 years old when she passed away last week. Kind of neat to see everybody turning out for that too, and rightfully so too.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a nonpartisan event that everybody was supporting one another, and something we'll all have to go through.
Yeah, just a good American, and boy,
Yeah.
I guess that's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, okay, I think we're going to have one more check at the quick forecast,
Yeah.
not the full forecast with Devin. Mostly sunny today. We will still see a bit of a breeze. Highs will be about 31 degrees, dropping down to a low of 21 tonight. Partly cloudy. Those clouds will hold on into tomorrow, where tomorrow will be a bit warmer than it was today. Partly cloudy, high of 41. We'll be right back.
Now with Spectrum, you can get your favorite shows, sports, and streaming content in one place. Introducing Xumo Streambox. Now it's easier than ever to search across live TV, on demand, and the most popular streaming apps to find exactly what you want to watch. It's streaming simplified. Get a free Xumo Streambox when you add Spectrum TV today.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Caswell's Grocery Liquidation, where you shop first. Shop local. Great savings and selection. It's worth the trip. You won't be disappointed.
Your dollar goes a long, 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 long way at Caswell.
My father started a roofing company in the 1970s.
Back when asbestos was still commonly used in Maine.
When George was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew there wasn't a cure yet, but we knew he needed help.
We called Joe Bornstein's office because this family means business.
Their team is handling everything, representing Mainers who were victims of asbestos exposure.
We highly recommend the law offices of Joe Bornstein.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
I sing when I'm nervous.
I like that note.
We're going to turn this show into a musical.
Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, new tonight on ABC.
Uh-oh, Christmas tree. The national Christmas tree in Washington, D.C.'s President's Park fell over on Tuesday. Gusty winds are believed to be the culprit, with the National Weather Service recording sustained winds of about 20 miles per hour and some gusts reaching 40 miles per hour. As far as the tree's lighting ceremony scheduled for this Thursday goes, the National Park Service says, quote, "The show must go on."
Yeah, we've all been there. They needed Danny Sprague. That's what they needed.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
He could have set them up right.
Right.
You know.
I know. Or like you said, maybe just plant one next time, and that can be the tree every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't blow over if it's got roots in the ground.
Yeah. I've been guilty of knocking over our tree a few times
Yeah.
growing up too.
And you have a cat now.
And I have a cat. I'm dreading. We'll see what happens with that.
He's not going to let that
My
happen.
cat is crazy.
Yeah.
So, dude.
Yes.
Dude the cat.
All right. We'll continue broadcasting on ABC 7.
Have a great day, folks.